Well, June 30th marks the end of our fiscal year as a church. And so we thought that it would be great to give you as a church family a bit of an update on where we are as we close out the year. So I'm here with our Director of Operations, Kelly Johnson, who keeps an eye on all our spending and knows the details, just to get a few pieces of information about where we're at. So Kelly, how are we doing financially?
So the good news is we are keeping our spending below what we bring in revenue. But if you look at just the dollars, we are about one weekend behind in receiving donations. But we have a generous congregation, and I'm sure that if we have a few strong weeks, we will end the year in good stead.
That's great. Of course, giving is a good discipline, but we're all giving because we want to see things happen. What's God been doing with our giving? How's He working? Do you have any examples of what God's up to?
Oh, there's some great things that have been happening at the church. So in April, we did a spiritual seeds initiative, and we know that there was 81 spiritual conversations that came out of that, but there's probably a lot more. And then in January, we started a new local outreach project, which is called Family Pantry. So in addition to the two services that we have with common threads throughout the week, we also have this Family Pantry program, which runs on Fridays. And even though it only started in January, we already have 36 families that have signed up for that and are receiving groceries on a regular basis. And a lot of those families are immigrant families, new to our community, and really need these resources. Wow. So that's really wonderful. Additionally, now we have 30 groups, 30 ways that people can hook up with the church, get connected, and find out where they belong. So that's wonderful. And in just the past couple of months, we've already had 105 new people join home groups. So that's really exciting. Wow. Additionally, so far this year, we've given $230,000 to Kingdom Works, so to global missions and local outreach. And I can confidently say that by the end of the year, that'll be $250,000 that we will have given away to projects like that we do globally. For example, our Nepal or Guatemala, Rwanda projects. And then, of course, locally in our local missions, giving out food and feeding the poor and clothing people.
By the end of this year, $250,000 that doesn't stay with us and what we want to do here, but is going to people in our city, but around the world as well.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Another question that I know some people have is, what about our facility? We have a fantastic facility. It's not brand new. How are we doing at keeping up with all the little maintenance work and some of the aging equipment or rooms that we've got? How are we doing on that front?
Right. So the church has hired a consultant to do something we call a depreciation report. And what that's going to give us is a good idea of what's happening with our building, what needs to be repaired and when it needs to be repaired, and approximately how much that's going to cost us, so that we know how much that we're going to need to save in advance, so that we have a bank of money, so to speak, that we can pay for repairs as they come and as they are needed to keep the facility and our campus in good order.
Okay, so we've got a plan going forward.
We have a plan.
Know how much that'll cost.
Yeah.
Good. I know another question people have is about the new property that we bought in 2023, the little home next to us. We paid a good chunk of that off right off the bat, but we have a mortgage. What's happening with that? How are we doing at paying that off?
Right. So we currently owe $186,000 on that home, but because we've had some surpluses in past years, that means we do have a chunk of cash. We can pay that mortgage off, which means we don't have to pay the 6% interest, and we would be debt free.
Okay, so that'll happen before the end of this fiscal year.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, we could do that.
So, Kelly, thanks for your stewardship and leadership on that front. I want to say again, thank you to you as Vernon Alliance Church family for enabling all that and for your generous contributions. And again, as Kelly said at the kickoff here, we would just ask that as we wind up our fiscal year at the end of June, that you would remember us in your giving. Sometimes summer is a time when we forget about those rhythms, but we would ask that you would help us finish off in a strong position as we already look forward to ministry year 24-25. So again, thank you, and praise God for where we're at today.